Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Just thought I'd give you all a quick little full tour of the backyard. And this is an Esperanza. The yellow flowers they're awesome. They're falling everywhere. They have like a kind of like a soft, buttery kind of smell to them, so it's really cool. It attracts a lot of pollinators. The only thing about it is it is quite invasive. It has these like little seed pods that it drops. They fall everywhere and they start sprouting across the yard. And I just pull them out, so I mean it's really no big deal. And I got a boxwood in the left-hand corner. I do want to move that and put that somewhere else in the yard. And I also have some Asian jasmine that I planted not too long ago. It hasn't really grown all that much, but I do want it to just spread out and cover the ground in that area. Then I have an umbrella plant, I believe. I'm not sure what the exact name is, but it's known as an umbrella plant, and it's growing alongside with a island green ficus, and that is a juniper, like a ground cover. I have it there, like outside of the bedroom window, on the other side of the house, just so there's nothing impeding the the view of that area. Another green island ficus, and this is an Indian hawthorn. That thing looked beautiful with white flowers just about a month ago. I didn't get any pictures of it, so anyway, that is a purple potato vine and a Cuban gold, I believe. And here's just a little shot of everything, how the different textures and colors just sort of change. And this area is a little bit empty. I do want to put some more ground covers in this area, because right now the Jatropha, that's basically like the focal point of this whole area. It's looking a little maybe like a little empty in some areas, but because one of the main branches, it just totally snapped in a windstorm that we had, and the flowers are kind of staining the wall a little bit. But overall, I mean, it adds like vertical interest in that area. It also has this weird like fungus thing going on with the leaves, which I have some Jatropha in the front yard. That's never been a problem, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. This thing, firebush, it had aphids all over it in the morning. I didn't even want to show you guys. I just went after it with some bug spray, and I washed it off like really well. Just started spraying the whole area. I don't know if you can kind of like see them still. There's a little bit still on there. I need to keep on spraying, but for some reason they're just really attracted to this tropical firebush. You can see a few there. They're the worst. Aphids are just horrible. Yeah, like the leaves they start curling, and I think they suck out the sap of like the new growth. And there's another green island ficus that's getting out of control. This is another sort of juniper. It's more like a shrub. I don't know. I'm not really liking it. I don't like the way it just kind of like blends in there. Here's another quick little view, like the red and yellow flowers all together. But it's evolving. It's coming along. And then there's like little patches of grass that need to fill in here and there. I think it's because of the grubs. But anyway, that's the Mexican heather that circles around the Eugenia topiary. I gave it a good trim about a week ago. I was kind of like losing its form a little bit, so I just took a pair of scissors to it. I mean, it's still pretty young, so it's really easy, and it's kind of fun to just be there trimming it up. And my Texas sage is doing really well. Trying to give it more of like a spherical shape to it. It's growing out, and it's budding up also. They say that when it starts budding up, it's because it's getting ready to rain. So I'm really hoping that's true, because we don't show any rain in the forecast. But I mean, maybe that's like a false prediction or something. And this is my other firebush, which is doing really good. I'm monitoring it, making sure that there's no aphids on that one. My monkey grass is getting a little bit out of control. I had 6 plants here, and it kind of looks like there's 12 now. And hitting it with the with the edgers, so I might move those somewhere else. And I'm kind of embarrassed to show you guys this one. This is the heuchera with a random, I think it's a celosia in the middle, but it's getting really burnt with the sun, not looking too good. And this is my hosta. I've never grown them before. I've had this for maybe like 2 months now, and it bloomed. It has really cool like white flowers on it. This is my rosemary that's like growing off to the side. It's getting huge. I just love the smell of it, but I kind of wish that I could put like other things in there. I did tuck a cucumber in there that's growing slowly because it's probably getting way too much shade. But I'm trying to grow it up the trellis here. I had some random, I think it's called like possum vine or something, possum grape vine or something like that. I don't expect to get any grapes off of it, but it was just, kind of fun growing some sort of vine on there. And in this one I planted up just last weekend. Have a gardenia that has a few buds on it, and I got some heuchera and also some ajuga. And I'm pretty new with ajuga. I'm not even sure if it's like it may be edible or something, but I thought it was like a really nice contrast with the heuchera. I have it on both sides, and then with a potato vine coming out from the front. I think I might have a few buds somewhere around here. Trying to find them. Oh, there's one there. I just needed to focus, but yeah, I'm thinking like in the next month there'll be just flowers here and there. It has a beautiful scent to it. Even like 10 feet away you can smell it, so I'm excited for that. And then here in my little garden rack, the celosia is going crazy. It looked beautiful like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, and now it's kind of getting a little bit out of control. But I mean, it still looks nice. It's like a pop of color. Got the English ivy that I got from Dallas. And my succulents, not too crazy about succulents, but just experimenting with them. And my oregano is filling in on the left-hand side. I got to trim that up a little. And then here I have more green island ficus and some variegated, I believe it's called Aztec grass. And here's just a little side shot of it. This is what I see when I walk out my out the back door every morning when I'm checking on the garden. And I kind of want to get rid of the red rocks and maybe put like that pea gravel just so everything's matching cohesively. The Blue Point juniper, it looks really cute. I'm waiting for it to grow and just give it some vertical interest in that area. And then my Japanese blueberry looks just awesome. I'm really liking the shape of it. It is an evergreen, and it gets these like orangey yellowish color to the leaves every now and then before they fall off. So that looks really cool, and it happens like in the fall, in the winter, in the spring. I haven't had this thing yet that long to say to explain what happens to it in the summertime, but it has some new growth to it. It looks really good. I'm excited to see what this thing does. See how deep that color is. It's awesome. This is actually the same spot that I had the bald cypress, but after it defoliated, I just realized that I wanted an evergreen in that spot. And here's the blue days looking awesome. It looks beautiful every morning. It has these blue flowers, and the cordyline is just sitting in a pot. I'm not actually gonna plant it in there. I just kind of had it sitting there, but I have other plans for that big pot. And on this side over here, which I consider the corner garden, I have a Dracaena, which I'm not really crazy about. It kind of, that like strappy texture. I do like the variation of textures, but it kind of reminds me of like a palm tree, and I'm not crazy about palms, so I kind of want to put something else that's red on that side. Then I have the snapdragons that I planted from seed in various parts of this little section here, and they're still doing good. They're blooming very nicely. And then the Texas sage in the center, it kind of blends in with the fence a little bit, but I'm really happy with its growth. And then the crepe myrtle is still looking really good. I'm still waiting for more leaves to come out, and of course the flowers are, that's like the main part of its show. And then the blue days that I planted that were propagated has like one little blue flower right there, which I'm happy about. I'm wanting these things to just really take off and, just do their thing as ground covers in this section. And I'm really liking the variation of soft tones like pastels on this side. So, every chance I get, I kind of just, do like little walkabouts and just, enjoy the show. Those boxwoods, I need to give them a bit of a trim. In the very corner, I do have a sprinkler head that, it's just all these bushes are just impeding on it. I do need to raise the sprinkler heads just to make sure that the grass is all, getting watered. I'm actually kind of regretting planting the marigold there. I kind of just threw some seeds there just to see what would happen, and I'm not really getting the effect that I wanted. But I'm just gonna kind of let them do their thing for now. And the bluebonnets, they were beautiful, really pretty. Of course, they're fizzling out, and I'm getting like a bunch of seed pods off of it. So, I'll have a bunch of bluebonnets for next year. And there's just a repeat of the boxwoods. I need to give them a good trim. And some more golden, Cuban gold, sorry. I keep messing up with that name. And then the Throyalis, it's budding up very nicely. And like I mentioned before, it's falling over and pretty much just, impeding over the Dusty Miller. And, I have to say that I'm really impressed with the Dusty Miller. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but it just stays beautiful like all year long, like all throughout the seasons. It does kind of fizzle out a little bit during the summer. It gets brown, and I do have to water it, a little bit more frequently. But, no complaints overall. It just has that like frosty look to it, and it contrasts so well with the bushes behind it, and it's just super easy to control. It grows slowly. I know that it gets these like little yellow flowers. I haven't experienced that yet, but I do want to put that around the yard and places here and there. So on this side, which is the other corner garden, it's a little bit younger than the other side, and it's also a work in progress. And I kind of went crazy with like the variation of colors, but I think it's going to be very, very striking. Got a potato vine there, purple potato vine. It's getting really hot, so yeah, that thing's growing like crazy. And I know I've shown you all the crepe myrtle. I think it's a black diamond crepe myrtle, and I'm waiting for that to bud up, because it has these like hot pink flowers, and see how it's kind of like changing color a little bit. I'm waiting. I keep on checking on it like every day to see if there's buds on it, but all throughout the summer it should just have like these like crazy hot pink flowers, and they start like falling all over the place, and it looks really cool. And I didn't show you all this one last time, but this is a copper leaf, and this one goes through like its phases of colors as well throughout the seasons. During the summertime it'll turn really like a deep red burgundy, and it'll stay like that throughout the winter. And the Texas sage, this one is budding up very nicely. All the Texas sage, like everywhere in the valley, they're just budding up very nicely and blooming. They're like a soft like purple kind of violet color. And on this side, those are Yupon hollies that I have in pots. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with this side. If you all remember, before I had the Green Island ficus kind of doing like a semicircle around the peach tree, and I just realized, like, those things, they grow huge, like ginormous. So I had to take them out. I left one in the back, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to take that out. I'm thinking I'm going to put the boxwood that I have underneath the Esperanza, and I'll put it there. It'll be protected from the sun, just because the peach tree has such a thick canopy. So it's getting really hot, but I'm hoping that it'll do well. And there's another firebush. I'm really pleased with the firebush. It's kind of new to me. I haven't owned them for a whole year yet, but I've seen what they do. I really love them in landscapes. They also go through their phases of colors as well. The silverberry, this one's really cool. This one's kind of new to me also. Has those like polka dots in the back of the leaves, and it has that like silvery bluish kind of color. It adds like winter interest as well. Like I'm kind of waiting for the winter time so that I can use it to make a wreath or something, because it looks it has that sort of like Christmassy kind of look to it. And the coleus, it's not growing as fast as I wanted it to. It's getting really hot, and I know that in the middle of the summer those things really fizzle out for us. So I'm kind of not sure if it's gonna put on the show that I want it to on the side. And like I said, I have the fence there because my dog would just crush them. There's dogs on the other side of the fence too, so he'll he goes crazy and just runs back and forth, and he doesn't realize how destructive that he is. This compost bin I made like 3 years ago serves its purpose well. Then I have a lime tree there that has not produced any fruit. And I have this section gated as well, just because, like I said, Toby, he'll make a mess of everything. So I got way too many things going on here that he'll just that he'll tear up. But I mean, everything on this side of the yard is pretty much in pots. Have a cucumber in there. I've grown cucumber before. For some reason, this year has been the worst. I can't seem to get like a plant to actually grow. There's my mint. It fizzles out during the wintertime. It comes back beautifully in the spring. And my rose bush, it's in its prime right now. That thing only looks good like throughout the beginning of the spring and maybe a little bit during the fall. So I'm not crazy about rose bushes, especially here in my zone 9 area. Some travescantia, some sage, some little Esperanza starts, and I got some more firebush there, and some lavender. And I'm not crazy about lavender at all, especially here in my zone 9 area. It does not do well at all. And I got some mondo grass as well. I've been dividing that, and I haven't decided where I'm going to put it yet, but I do like mondo grass. And got some more coleus that I got just recently. I started propagating it already. I think that variety is called Campfire. Some Mexican heather in the back. And I got a dill that needs a lot more sunlight. And I don't know, it has something going on with it. It doesn't look good. I've harvested a little bit of dill off of it, like using it in eggs. Got some basil going on. And all this stuff here is on the north side of the house, so it's not getting, sufficient sunlight. I got some Mexican heather there. I'm actually not too proud of everything that's going on this side, but it's more like utility. I propagate stuff on this side. Got some Green Island ficus, some bougainvillea that I use to propagate as well. And I have a lot of Texas sage here that I'm growing. I'm going to post a video pretty soon of, the full propagation process of this. It's kind of out of focus, but you can see that there are some roots already popping out. And the springtime is, the perfect time to propagate Texas sage. People will say that it's really difficult to propagate. In my experience, I have about maybe 40% success, but I'm learning slowly that it's you just have to do it like at the right time. Got a few roots there, if you can see, and I'm gonna give it a month and just check on them, make sure that they're not drying out. But I think they're doing really well. They look good. That's some Green Island ficus, and that is a lemon tree, which looks really good, looks really pretty. No fruit yet, but we'll see. Some more Green Island ficus. I got an aloe vera plant. I take some pups every now and then from my parents' house just to have some aloe vera. And we're almost at the end of the tour. That's my corner garden outside my bedroom window. Got some red sisters that I've propagated. And also my pineapple, I've had that for about a year. Started that one from the pit. And I got some boxwood that I propagated. Boxwood takes a long time to grow as well. And some columbine. Columbine I've had zero experience with. I've had this thing for about a month. Doesn't look too great, but those flowers are really, really interesting. And just seeing them in videos, I think that was what interested what caught my attention. And my hydrangea has been quite interesting, to say the least. I had it in the ground for maybe like 6 or 8 months, and it was not doing well. I had it on the south side of the house. It was fizzling out really bad, just getting burnt by the sun. But it's budding up, so we'll see what it does. I have it in complete shade as well. And my Japanese maple, it's putting on its spring show. This thing looks really awesome when the leaves first come out. It has like a really deep burgundy color. And then it gives me like about a good 2 to 3 months, and then the leaves just like fry, like just get really crispy. But it's what I see, the first thing that I see from my bedroom window, especially around this time of the year. So then I have a few more things back there. Little lizard, hi lizard, and some boxwood and some oregano that I'm propagating as well. I do sell some of this stuff, and put other things just scattered throughout the yard. I have my Haas avocado, I believe, that I think I've had that thing for about 2 years now. And then my oregano, little box thing that I built. Some heuchera, some more boxwood, Dusty Miller, and my Texas sage. This thing is budding up like crazy. And then another quarter line in the back. And my caladium, that one just started sprouting like maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's really hot, so it's growing pretty quickly as well. And I'm not going to go through every single plant, but the Brogden avocado, it looks really great like in the fall, in the winter, maybe early spring, but it starts to get really burnt by the sun. So I'm actually waiting for this weekend so that I can start rearranging everything. Certain things just require more sun, but some things I can get away with having them in complete shade. So I'll just put them up against the side of the house on the north side, and they'll be able to survive the summer. Especially things that I get away with, things that are not really like tropical, or that are just barely manageable in our zone 9 area. I'm really liking that little section right there. My lime tree isn't doing too great there in that big pot. The marigold, that kind of fizzles out like every day. I think that thing prefers to be in the ground. It soaks up a lot of moisture, so I'm constantly having to water that pot. Some Nandina, Estafiate, I believe. That one's good for teas. Has that really nice like frosty color. Some red sister in the back. Another aloe vera. And then these I all started from seed or from acorn. These are little baby live oaks. They're going on maybe about 5 months now. I'm actually thinking about putting rocks, like maybe pea gravel or something, but funds are limited, so keep on having to replace the wood chips for now. Got some lantana and some English holly, I believe. I took several cuttings from my brother's that lives in Dallas, and this is already, I think it's been about a year, and they're growing slowly, but I think it's really cool that I took some holly from my brother's house in Dallas, like 500 miles north of us, some boxwood that I'm propagating, and my Valencia orange tree. It has a lot of oranges on it that are coming out. I think I got about 3 off of it last season, so this looks like the most production so far. I've been having to spray it quite a bit. It's getting attacked by all different things, and hopefully the fruit doesn't fall off of it. But I counted about 10 potential oranges, so I'm gonna really try to make sure that the fruit's good and everything stays on it. I'll stake it up if I have to. A customer actually gave me that several cuttings of that rosemary. It's beautiful. Some more firebush. Those are just starting to turn yellow. They turn like a lime green yellow color with that orangey center where the flowers come out of it. So those are super cool. I have those, of course, scattered throughout the backyard. My little lantana topiary. And then I have some more bougainvillea. Like I said, I sell these as well, so. And then some more rosemary that I propagated. And this is a key lime that I started from seed. And I had it planted out in the yard, in the corner garden. And of course, that freeze that we had last year back in February, it pretty much died back to the root. So I pulled them. I had 2 of them. I pulled it out and potted it up, and they're doing good. But I've had them for maybe about 3 years now, and no production just yet. These are my crepe myrtles. I think they're like white and pink blooms, and then I have these are all propagated as well. My tomato plant, that one, like I said, I'm just growing it for fun. It's got some fruit on it. Hoping the rats don't get to it. I've had that problem for the past year now. I guess like the rodents, they know that there's a buffet in my backyard, so I've really cut back on growing any sort of like fruit or anything like that, just because I find things that have been munched on, and I've actually seen rats in the backyard, so I just have this one just to grow for fun. Some cilantro that's pretty much done. It already has like a sweet lemony kind of taste to it. My roses, I'm not sure which variety this is, but this is the time for them. Like I said, roses don't do great. It's just this is the right time for them. Some Ixora. I have yellow and orange. I had it in the corner garden, and I don't know, like it just, the stems kind of start to rot or something. I took them out of the ground, potted them up, and see what they do. I got some carrots, not looking too great, but we'll see what happens. This is a blackberry. This thing just completely fries in the summertime and just looks awful throughout the fall, and then totally defoliates in the winter. So I don't know. I haven't gotten any fruit off of it. I've had it for about a year now. And my live oak, I got those from my parents' backyard maybe like 8 months ago, and they're looking really good. I'm really loving this whole section. Just looking back, this way at everything. And then on the other side, how it just, sort of transitions. The lighting's a little bit bad, but, the colors are just very vibrant. And, I can't wait to see what this, what the garden's going to do, what everything's going to look like as everything, continues to grow. And, I just really wanted to document the whole thing. And I really appreciate you guys, joining me on the ride and, just watching the garden grow. And I just wanted to give you guys a little view of the front yard. Of course, it is a little more formal. The magnolia tree, this is, it's in its prime. We have a bunch of neighbors that have magnolia trees, and, they're all blooming. And, those flowers, you could smell them from 10, 20 feet away. The Jatropha's are looking a little droopy. But, yeah, I got to take after them. The Yupon hollies, I can't complain about these. They're just amazing. Super easy to shape up. I have to prune them maybe once or twice a year, so low maintenance, and they're very striking. I have some boxwood in front of the windows. The live oak is looking awesome. I need to take after it with the lower hanging branches, just because it hits me when I'm I hit my head when I'm mowing the lawn. So just a little side shot of everything. Got some red sisters flanking, both corners of the house. I actually lost those completely after the freeze last year, and everything came back from the root. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.